All right, hello everyone. Happy Friday afternoon. Hope you're all doing super well today. We made it pretty much. It's the end of the week, which means we've got to look forward to the weekend. So it's going to be pretty nice for that. We do have a little bit of severe weather for this afternoon and this evening that I want to go over with you all. Latest updates of what exactly is going on. So this is currently what the severe weather outlooks are really across the eastern half. We've got a level 3 for some of North Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky. We've got a 2 surrounding that and a 1 now over most of middle Georgia. But hello, everyone. Happy Friday. If you're joining us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere, don't be afraid to come and say hi, say something in the chat, ask some questions. I'm halfway off the screen. Love to chat with y'all and see how your day is going as I try to load up this Facebook Live. All right. But hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Yeah, if you got any questions, you want to say hello, how you're doing, where you are, would love to hear from you in the chat so we can get a little two-way interaction going on. But yeah, here's our severe threat right now. It has been continually lifting up to the north as the parent low as a part of the storm system continues to move upwards as well. So most of middle Georgia now is under a 1. That means we could see some isolated storms turn severe. The damaging wind threat still upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour. An isolated tornado is still possible. Shouldn't see any hail, but we still are really going to have some strong winds and occasionally some heavy downpours of rain. And if I show you a little closer view, up a little bit closer here, is this working? Yes. Okay. So yeah, most of middle Georgia now is under a 1 for severe storms. So we still could see a few of the storms go severe. Some of the most northern counties, Lamar, Butts, Jasper, Putnam counties, are still under a 2 right now. Hi, Shirley. How are you doing today? Happy Friday for you. So here's satellite and radar, really what the big picture is going on right now. Here's the center of circulation, this low that's moving just into Illinois. See this? This is the cold front that's actually moving through it. There's not a lot of moisture with it. It's a very small band of storms. And that's really what the biggest threat for the severe weather will be. But we could see a few showers out ahead of the front. Most of it is continually moving off to the north. So we're not, the models have really been backing off a lot of the rain and severe potential, but it's still possible for the rest of the evening tonight. Hi, Candace. Hey, Antoinette. Hi from Roberta. How are you? Hey, Quen Notes. How are you? I hope everyone's doing well. But yeah, this is the summer thing. We got a lot of the clouds right now. It's pretty humid outside. So as this front continues to move closer for us, that's when we're going to have to see the threat for some potential. So around 2 o'clock this afternoon, there's a few spotty showers that are popping up. If there's enough moisture that these storms could tap into, they could potentially turn severe. But the big threat we're really looking for is for that front. Notice how small it is. So there's really not going to be a lot of heavy downpours of this. It's going to be a quick hit to see how we're going to get some of this stuff moving through. So this is 6 o'clock. See, we got some of these heavy downpours of rain. This could turn a little spin-up tornado as it begins to move through around 6 o'clock tonight. And then it'll continually move through the mid-state. But Steve, there's not a lot of moisture. It's a very quick hit with this front. So that's some good news in terms of there's not going to be a large window for severe weather, but there is still potential for it. Hi, Keith. How are you? How's everyone doing today? From Byron. Hello, hello. Yeah, and this is at 8 o'clock. So here's the front continually moving through, and then it's out of here by 11. So it's a really fast hit. We're not going to have a lot of flooding potential with this, as it is a pretty fast moving front as that parent low continues to move off to the north. And then by tomorrow, the sun shines back. It's really going to be a nice day tomorrow. So this is really the timing that we're still keeping an eye on for you, really for just heading into middle Georgia around 12 to 4 o'clock here through most of the mid-state. Around 3 to 8, but it's really going to be a quick hit. It's not going to be all day for us. And then starting to exit out of our south and southeastern counties around 7 to 11 o'clock tonight. But there is still that potential for severe weather that we are keeping an eye on, and we always will give you the latest on air and online. Hi, Jackie. Hi from Warner Robins. How are you doing? So nice to see you today. Even if we don't see any severe weather, there's still going to be really strong winds today. Almost all of the state of Georgia right now is under a high wind or a wind advisory, meaning those winds are going to be gusting up to about 40, 45 miles per hour. And the winds have already started picking up. As I was coming into the station, I just saw the flagpole was just absolutely whipping in the wind. So it's going to be a rather breezy evening for us. This is about 12 o'clock right now. Those winds upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour. As the front starts to approach us 3, 4, 5 o'clock, those wind gusts up to about 45 miles per hour. It's really going to be a breezy afternoon. If you have anything outside that maybe you need something that blows over quickly, like some outdoor furniture, your trash bins, you find it falling down when it gets really windy, it might happen today as well. Those winds really going to be strong. and they're beginning to cool off by the time the sun sets and as we go into the overnight hours, but they're still rather going to be strong till we get to tomorrow when that front really begins to push out and we get that the pressure gradient out of the way. So really what you're expecting for tonight, a few isolated storms are possible. We're going to have those strong winds, even outside of any of the thunderstorm activity, gusting up to about 45 miles per hour. But it's a quick hit of rain, really not going to be lasting forever. We're not going to have a strong lightning really with this for an hour or so. It's really going to be a quick hit of rain for that. And we're just keeping an eye on it for you all today. Shirley, don't be nervous. We got you. We've got you safe. It's very windy. Yeah, it is pretty windy out there right now. They're going to pick up around 6 o'clock tonight. I think is when they'll probably max out. When the front comes through, that's when the winds will be the strongest. But that's primarily the biggest threat right now is for these really strong winds that could knock over some things, potentially knock over a tree. But they'll really have to get up to about 60 miles per hour for that, which would be in a severe thunderstorm. Otherwise, they're still going to be pretty strong, gusting to about 45 miles per hour. So we are keeping these storms on for you. If I go back to the model guidance once again, so here we're going to watch the storms again. Again, they're still over in Alabama right now, but as they begin to move eastward, they still just a small line of some storms that come through. This is about 6 o'clock, really starting to move in towards Upson, Lamar, Butts County, starting to move through the mid-state around 8 o'clock or so. So as you're kind of sitting down to dinner, relaxing, watching TV, whatever you're doing on your Friday night, just stay weather aware as the front continually moves through, especially through Macon, Warner Robins, and Bibb and Houston counties. And then it continually moves off to the east over the rest of the evening for us. And of course, if there's any tornado warnings or anything, we'll be on the air to cover that for you to make sure our viewers are being safe. Again, here's the timing, really putting it out for a few hours, really 12 to 4 o'clock here as it begins to move into the mid-state. Really, the bulk of the timing is 3 to 8. 3 to 8 p.m. is really when the bulk of that front will come on through for the highest severe potential, and then moving out around 7 or 11 o'clock. I really don't like bad weather. I'm a little scared of bad weather. There's nothing to be scared of. We got you covered, you know. If you do have a tornado warning that goes off, remember you want to take shelter immediately. You've got have something on your phone, the SKYWATCH weather app. We always push when we get warnings for tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. But if you see a tornado warning that pops up on your phone, of course, you want to take shelter. If you can get into your basement, that's the best option. You really just want to get away from the outdoors. If you have an interior room, a bathroom, a closet, just to put as many layers between you and the outdoors as possible. That's what you do. If we do see any tornado warnings pop up through the evening tonight, but really seeing the timing for this around 3 to 8 o'clock. Tornadoes are possible, but we won't see widespread tornado activity. But those winds are going to be really strong. That's really the primary threat for tonight. It's just those strong winds, even outside of thunderstorms, gusting to about 45 miles per hour. Yeah, if anyone has any more questions, though, or comments, love to chat with you in the Facebook Live so we can get a little dialogue going as well. That's always pretty fun for us. So, again, we will be watching this for the rest of the afternoon. I will have an update on our shows on WGXN News at Fox 24 at 5, on ABC 16 at 6, and then, of course, on Fox 24 at 10 and ABC 16 at 11 as well. So again, for your weather headlines, really what to expect for the rest of tonight. We could have a few isolated severe storms for the bulk of middle Georgia. Again, it's about 3 to 8 o'clock. Those winds that were still going to be strong, even outside of thunderstorms, to about 45 miles per hour, but it's a quick hit. It's in and out. There won't be a lot of rain throughout the evening. And then we've got a nice weekend for us. So it's really going to be nice for the weekend after this front comes on through. Just, again, we are keeping the eye on some storms for that for the rest of tonight for us. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, definitely don't be afraid to say hello there. We're keeping an eye on it for you. Let me see if I can pull up a different model to see how they are reacting as well. Oh, I could show you this as well. If anyone hasn't joined us, this is what it currently looks like, what our storm is currently out there right now. The parent low really moving through Missouri into Illinois right now, and most of the moisture is tracking off to the north. There's a little bit of snow that's moving in over the Great Lakes, but we're getting the clouds, and this is that band, that's that cold front right here. It's very thin. So it's going to be a quick hit with the storms and the rain, but there is still that potential for a spin-up tornado or one of the storms to become severe, damaging wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour. Hail should be on the much lower end. I got y'all for the update, Antoinette. I got you. We all got you here. Let me see if I can show you a different model to see how a different model is tracking it. Because the way that we show you, when we show you these models, the one that is next, they're computer generated models, and they're trying to get a grasp of exactly how these storms work. And some models are different than others. They have different parameters. This is a different model that really accounts for convection. So these are usually good for our summertime storms that really have a lot of heating with them and they have a lot of instability. The other one that I was showing you is more of the NAM model, and this one's the HER, and this is more of a, oh, there's no pause points on this. It just went right through. This one has more of a convection. It's not one is necessarily more right than the other in all cases, but it's sometimes good to take a look at different models as they continue to move through, because it gives you a wider image of exactly what could be happening. So again, as before the front moves through, there could be some isolated activity moving out of the south, and one of these could be severe once again. But as that front really continues to move through, get towards 6, 7 o'clock. Here's that front moving through. Some of the isolated activity out ahead of it that we are continuing to watch. And then it's really out of here by 10 and 11 o'clock as the front moves through. But just notice that it's not very organized. Now we get that thin band of the cold front and a few spotty showers out ahead of them. That's really all it's going to be. It's not going to be widespread activity. It's not going to be a very all evening thing. It's going to be one, and then it's going to pass right over you. And then it's going to be cooler behind that, and the threat for severe weather once the front moves past you will be much lower. But again, we'll have to just keep an eye on it as the day continues, so that if there is any pop-up for severe weather, we will keep you updated. How will the weather affect Dublin? Yeah, so Dublin's probably going to get this around maybe later in the evening, around 6 or 7 o'clock as it moves into Lawrence County. I will tell him you said hi. Let me go back to my other model so I can get a little bit of a closer view. I am stuck. Okay, here we go. So here's 6 o'clock. As we get towards 8, I think around 7 to 9 will really be when it's moving through Lawrence County, when you'll get that towards Dublin. This model is showing that it's kind of falling apart. You might not even get hit with anything. I think you will see some rain, but it's going to be a fast hit. It's not going to be very quick. I say around 7 to 9 o'clock. Tonight will be when it's moving towards Dublin, when you have the highest threat for that severe potential for you. But again, we are keeping an eye on it. So if anyone has any more questions, you can always DM me on Facebook, on Twitter, email me. We will be here keeping an eye on the storms for you. I'm going to leave you lastly with just what to expect for tonight. Otherwise, we will have updates on our shows at 5 and 6 and also on 10 and 11. There could be a few isolated severe storms possible. There's strong winds that are going to be pretty persistent throughout the whole evening, even outside of thunderstorm activity. Again, they'll be gusting up to about 45 miles per hour. So if you have outdoor furniture or if your trash bins really aren't stabilized, they could blow over in the strong winds. It's even windy out there right now, but that's going to be the primary threat, through the rest of the evening tonight. Are there going to be those strong winds even outside of thunderstorm activity? But it's a quick hit of rain. Once you get the front that passes over you, the severe threat will go down significantly, and then we'll have a nicer weekend for us. And again, we will have updates on our shows for the evening. Otherwise, have a great rest of your Friday, everyone, and I will see you later.